What's up, Notary Nerds? It's your girl, Monica. And next Saturday afternoon, I'm having a wholesaling class for notaries who are interested in real estate investing. This class is going to be Saturday afternoon live on Zoom. Now, I've done one of these in the past, but it is definitely time to update that material. A lot has changed in the real estate market. So let me explain to you first and foremost what wholesaling is all about. If you are not sure, why is she talking about wholesaling now? Like, what is the deal? Folks, you need money, okay? Let's just keep it a buck, okay? You need some money, okay? And let's also keep it a buck that notary is not making it right now, okay? You've got people who are doing really well in notary work. Let me chill, because I already know you're gonna come for me in the comments, and if you just hope and believe you can do it too, I get it. But 99.9% of notaries right now in the real world are struggling to make a full-time income from their notary business. Point blank, period. Okay. Now, debate me in the comments. Okay. But the bottom line is you need money. And your girl is a multiple streams of income type of chick. Okay. I've got farming going, I've got digital products going, and I've got real estate going. And I don't care who don't like it, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to take some of my craziness and implement it into your world. And that is why we are talking about wholesaling on the Notary Nerds channel, okay? Now, I want to show you some pictures. Next Saturday, I have been putting this off, and I don't know why, but next Saturday, I am no longer going to be putting it off. Let me pull up these photos because I got all off track there. And let me open them with you so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. A month ago on March the 31st, drove by this property with the full intention of finding out who the owner was. I have driven by it for years, and I'm like, I need to get that property, okay? I need to at least reach out to the owner of that property. The other property that I drove by was this property, okay? Same thing. I drove by it. I texted myself the address. I said, you know what? I need to get that property. Owner's information. And then the next property I drove by, let me see if this is the same one that I just showed you already. No, this is a different one. So there are 3 properties that I drove by on March the 31st when I was out looking for investment properties, and I have not yet taken any action at all whatsoever to find the owners of these properties. Now, I'm a real estate broker, so I have a couple of different ways to approach this. I can find the owner and say, hey, would you like for me to list your property for sale? That is one option. If they said yes, then I would typically earn a real estate commission from that sale. Or I could wholesale this property, right? I could tell the owner, hey, I'm interested in buying your property. I am a real estate broker. However, I want to purchase this property for my own portfolio. Are you interested in selling? Okay. And then from there, I can make a couple of things happen, right? So let me show you exactly what I mean by that. Okay, so let's take a look at this scenario. Let's say I get and find each of the property owners, which is a whole nother situation, right? It's one thing to have their name from the property tax record. It's a whole nother thing to be able to find them. And that's why I'm doing this video, because I'm going to show you how to do that here in a minute. Purchase price, let's say the first property I get for $100,000. And let's say if I were to fix that property up after the fix up, the property would be worth $175,000. Before you start going down a rabbit hole of why would somebody sell me this house for $100,000 when they could fix it up and it would be worth $175,000, let's go back to the pictures, okay? Because the reality of it is if that person was going to fix up the property, they would have probably done it already, okay? So don't start to talk about what they won't do. You don't know what somebody else is willing to do, right? So don't ever use that logic when it comes to real estate investing. Your whole job in real estate investing is a numbers game. You're going to get a lot of no's, a lot of no's, a lot of no's. And when you get a yes, it's going to be worth all of the no's. So after that property is fixed up, let's say it's worth $175,000. That means that I just purchased it at 57% of ARV. ARV stands for after repaired value. This is where you want to be as a wholesaler. You want to purchase the property at least 65% of ARV or below. The lower your ARV, the better. Why? Because you need to leave room for your ultimate buyer, the person that you are going to sell the paper to. Because when I say purchase, I am not getting ready to give that owner $100,000. Somebody else is. My job is to get it under contract, and then I'm going to sell that contract or assign that contract to another third party who is actually going to go through with the transaction. I will need some play money, right? I will need $1,000, maybe even a couple of $1,000 to get into the hand of the owner for earnest money so that they know that I am serious. You can do this on a no money down. You can do this on a $1 down. You can do this on a handshake, but you also can make six figures as a notary. You see what I'm saying? All of these things are possible, but it's not realistic, okay? So be prepared to have a little bit of play money in order to do this investing. Your girl is not going to feed you no cloud in the sky. I'm going to give you the real, okay? It takes money to make money, and scared money does not make any, okay? So I now have this under contract for 100. After it's fixed up, it's going to be worth 175. I've given the owner of the property $1,000 in earnest money. I turn right around to my investors and say, hey, I've got this property under contract for $100,000. Is anybody interested in it? Now, I'm also a real estate broker, as I mentioned earlier. So if I reached out to that property owner and said, hey, would you like for me to sell your property? I would probably have to sell it as is, where is, right? For what its current condition reflects. That means that I'm probably only going to get a commission of around $3,000, depending on what we negotiate. Same thing, second property. Let's say I get it under contract for 150. It's worth 230 after it gets fixed up. That's 65% of ARV, which leaves plenty of room for an investor to make their money. I give that owner $1,000 in earnest money to let them know that I am serious. I get a larger wholesale fee on this one because I know it's going to be worth more. And here we go if I had sold it as a real estate agent, right? So you can already see here in property 3, same example. Let's say it's worth $200,000. The after repair value is $320. I give the owner $1,000 and I get a higher wholesale fee on this one. I can make more money as a wholesaler than I can a real estate broker, okay? And so don't worry about, well, how is the investor going to make money? An investor won't buy it from you unless they can, unless the numbers make sense. And so long as you get this ARV number down to where it needs to be, they are going to pay your wholesale fee. Why? Because there is not any new land, okay? They are not making any more new land, and these investors out here, honey, are scraping trying to find a deal. What they do with it after they get it from me is not my business. They can tear it down and put a mobile home up there. They can tear it down and build up too. I don't care what they do. I'm going to get my wholesale fee and I'm going to go on and do whatever I need to do, right? So this is why wholesaling is something that you need to be aware of. You do not need a real estate license. You don't need a whole bunch of real estate experience. All you need is the know-how on how to find the owner. It starts with a public record search, and that's where you're going to find their name and their address. But the address is probably going to be either the address of the house that you just drove by, which is obviously not being occupied, or it could show you their mailing address, which may be some other location. But that's not all you need. You need to be able to get in contact with them some other way, and that is where skip tracing comes in. So I'm doing this video to let you guys know you can attend my wholesaling class next Saturday afternoon at no cost, if you purchase my client's skip tracing class, right? Because what I'm doing is I have a new client. Her name is Ebony. She is absolutely amazing. She put together a skip tracing class, and we've been working on that for the last 30 days. She's a paralegal who has now turned into a contract administrator. She was a paralegal for years. And what helped her move and bypass the requirement for a college degree and go into contract administration was skip tracing. Why I loved it as I was helping her build out her class is that her module on skip tracing tools changed the game for your girl. Because those 3 properties that I drove by 3 days ago, I can find the property owner name. That's not a problem. I need to be able to pick up the phone and call them. Yes, I can send them a yellow letter and do all of the things, right? I can do that, but it's so much easier if I can get them on the telephone. Now, there are services out there that market to real estate investors. There's subscriptions that say, hey, we'll skip trace people for you. But honestly, I don't want them getting my lead, number one. And number two, I'm not going to pay for them when a lot of their reviews show that they don't give you good data. So, I'm not trying to give you my lead and have the other people that have subscribed to the service know about this property that I drove by. I like to hold those things close to the vest. And you cannot tell me that these services are not working these leads as well. There's investors behind these skip tracing services. So I'm not getting ready to help them compete against me, right? But bottom line, when I was putting together her training, in this particular database, in this particular module, there is a real estate database that I have not seen in the 13 years that I have been a full-time, wait a minute, has it been 13? What's 2011 from 2024? Yeah, 13 years that I've been a full-time real estate professional. I never knew about this website. Apparently, paralegals, independent paralegals have access to stuff and they use stuff all the time that the regular person has no clue about. The training itself is worth its weight in gold just for this one module. But she is going to teach you everything that she knows about skip tracing that helped her go from an overworked, underpaid paralegal to now making excellent money in contract administration without a degree. So she's going to teach you all about when to skip trace, the step-by-step and all of that. But my thing is, your value is going to come right out of here, out of this skip tracing tools. Not only that, there's 3 skip tracing commercials that she is offering along with her training. So the training itself is worth its weight in gold. Okay. I'm not going to even, but the bottom line is, as an extra special plus for you getting her skip tracing training, which honestly you will need as a wholesaler, you will get to come to my class on Saturday afternoon next week. Okay. Saturday, June the 8th, my live wholesaling class is going to be on Zoom, and I'm going to show you the contract, how to negotiate, okay, what to say, right? And you'll have access to this training long after that. So you will have double the, I guess, whatever, because you'll have her skip tracing training and you'll have my wholesaling training. So if you want to start making some serious money as a wholesaler, you've got both of the pieces of information to come together to be able to do so, right? So the bottom line is, her training is for notaries it's going to be a discount because you guys get an exclusive offer. You're going to get 60% off of her training just by using the word Notary Nerds at the time of checkout. That's number one. Number two, my training, my wholesaling training is only going to be available to those who are like Ebony. What do I mean by that? Ebony and I met on Friday, May the 3rd. I think in my last video, I misspoke and said June the 3rd. We met on Friday, May the 3rd at 5:00 p.m. By 5:00 p.m. on Saturday, May the 4th, Ebony had made her decision. She is an entrepreneur. She's had several businesses in the past, and she knows how to make a decision. You are going to get access to my wholesaling training only if you make a decision within 24 hours of her launching, which was yesterday at 5. So you have until today, Thursday, June the 6th at 5 o'clock to get access to my wholesaling training when you purchase her course. Another thing that you're going to get if you make that decision by 5 o'clock is access to the skip tracing portal. Now, this is going to be good for you as a wholesaler because what it's going to allow for you to do is to stay organized. Once you get this portal, you will come in here and you will put in the real estate address, city, state, and zip, and what you know about the property, right? Then you'll hit submit and you'll go over to start your skip tracing process, right? You'll scroll down to real estate and you'll start to verify. You'll put into action everything that's in her training, okay? This is a separate tool, right? That's only going to be available to those people who purchase her course within the first 24 hours of launch. And we launched it yesterday, June the 5th at around 4:55. So at 5 o'clock today, June the 6th, Central Standard Time, this bonus goes away, okay? So that's the purpose of this video. If you are trying to wholesale, these tools are available to you so that it makes life easier for you to do so. I'm looking forward to those of you who have already purchased Ebony's course. It is absolutely worth every penny plus some, trust me. And you've got lifetime access and it's self-paced, so you don't have to worry about being available for a Zoom call or anything like that. You can go through it at your own pace. Bottom line is you've got the tools to make additional streams of income because why? You are a member or a consumer of Notary Nerds content, and that is how we roll, okay? I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.